Hi, I'm Jimin from We Learn to Share, and today I will be talking about cells, neurons, and neurotransmitters. So what is a cell? Cells are building blocks of life, and all things are made up of cells. In most cases, cells often have specific functions and purposes, which are known as specialized cells. Specialized cells have special structures and forms to perform a specific function. A neuron is a type of specialized cell which has the function of transmitting information through electrical and chemical signals. These neurons are often found in the brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves, and also known as the nerve cell. Different parts of the neuron perform unique roles in order to function properly. The dendrite is responsible for receiving signals in the form of neurotransmitters, which are chemical impulses. The cell body contains important organelles such as the nucleus and mitochondria to ensure the survival of the neuron. The axon, which is the wire-like structure, is where the electrical signal travels down to transmit the information. Lastly, the axon terminal, which is the very end of the axon, releases neurotransmitters to the receptors of the postsynaptic neuron. So how does an electrical signal travel down the neuron? At the dendrite, the neuron turns the information from the neurotransmitters into an electrical signal. This electrical signal will then travel down the dendrite, down the cell body, down the axon, and to the axon terminal. When the electrical signal reaches the axon terminal, the signal will then have to go through the synapse, which is the tiny gap between two neurons. To explain in a bit more detail, when an electrical signal reaches the axon terminal, it triggers the vesicles that are carrying the neurotransmitters to move to the end of the axon terminal. Then the vesicles fuse with the neuromembrane and the neurotransmitters are released into the synapse. In the synapse, the neurotransmitters diffuse across and eventually bind to a receptor of a dendrite and the postsynaptic neuron. This process repeats until the nerve impulse has finally reached the central nervous system. So now I will be explaining some types of neurotransmitters that are sent as signals, which are dopamine, adrenaline, serotonin, and endorphin. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is involved with reward-motivated behavior. For example, when you have completed a task or doing self-care activities, you may have high levels of dopamine. Adrenaline is a neurotransmitter that plays an important role in the fight or flight response. You are likely to have high levels of adrenaline when you're in a very stressful situation, such as before taking a test or before a big presentation. Moreover, serotonin is a neurotransmitter that gives us feelings of well-being as well as happiness, and it also decreases our worries and concerns. Serotonin can be naturally triggered by regular activities that you do every day, like when you go for a walk in the sunshine or when you meditate. Lastly, endorphin is a neurotransmitter that helps cope with pain or stress and often acts as a pain reliever and happiness booster, which can be released when you're exercising. This will be the end of today's video, and I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.